So do we have Al with us there? Awesome. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get to it right now. We're speaking to Al Shoemaker. Welcome to the show. How are you this Saturday?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Oh, well, we're so glad to have you. We got to talk a while back and ended up November 1st. We have a beautiful story that's going to be in the Chesterfield and Clayton Lifestyle for the Sounds of St. Louis. And so we welcome you to the show to kind of enlighten us on this upcoming event that you have going on. But before that, Al, why don't you tell us what is TPA, Travelers Protective Association? Let us know what that is about, and then why you're having this event with the beautiful Marley Matlin as the host.
Well, sure. TPA, simply put, we're a group of people helping people. And TPA has a drive to help children and adults who are deaf and hard of hearing. And that's what we are as an organization. Our generous members have banded together to ensure that Americans have the services and technology they need to hear the sounds of life. TPA has made St. Louis the hub of helping people with hearing loss. So a little bit about the history. There are many organizations that bring awareness to hearing loss, but the TPA Hearing Trust is unique. And TPA, the Travelers Protective Association, as it said, has made St. Louis the hub for those with hearing loss. The Hearing Trust was created in 1975 by officers and members of TPA. And feeling called to make an impact nationally, they canvassed the United States to determine an area of great need. And hearing loss rose to the top as a critical issue facing many Americans that was not being addressed by other organizations. So that's a little bit about us.
Do you think a question on that when you talk about hearing? Do you think sometimes that it's funny if we're losing our eyesight, or things are happening there, we'll put special lenses in, we'll get laser surgery, we'll wear glasses if we need to. We seem to not have a problem, but something about hearing loss, people want to ignore it. They don't want to address it. They feel embarrassed if they need to wear a supplement within the ear, and it's kind of funny, like, how do we change that stigma so that if people, because sometimes it's young ages or you're born with something, or, it starts happening later in life from us, destroying our ears, seeing how loud
Playing
we
in
can
rock
play
bands like
music.
I
And
did.
yeah, do you hear that of people that, just don't want to recognize that, they can't hear, they're afraid to do anything about it?
Well, it's funny that you asked that question, and Marley Matlin addresses that for approximately
Great.
20 minutes. She will talk about that, and
Wow.
she will give you the answer to those questions. But
Wonderful.
regarding TPA, some of the things that we do and the purpose for this event, we help people obtain hearing aid, technology, medical and specialized treatment, specialized education, speech classes, interpreters, cochlear implants, and service dogs. So your question is a great question, and Marley is the perfect person to answer that.
She's fabulous. I was able to spend probably a half hour on the phone with her doing an interview, and she had her interpreter with her who spoke for her. But I mean, within minutes into the interview, I felt like I was talking directly to her, from the interpreter, taking her words. And it was she's a fabulous, brilliant woman, and had a great upbringing as well. So you really have a great person to represent your event.
Yeah, she's a very dynamic speaker, and she
Mm-hmm.
lost her hearing when she was 18 months old, but she never let those challenges dictate her future or deter her dreams. And she is dedicated to raising awareness for several humanitarian causes, and she's a staunch advocate for children as well.
Yeah, she sure is. And the parents play a big role in that as well, keeping the not allowing the children to be set back, or making her feel that she had a handicap. It was like, you're going to get out there and do what you need to do. You're not going to get babied for this. And I think we as adults and with our children, our family, our friends, we all need to be educated with it and understand the process of someone that can't hear or losing their hearing.
Well, and again, to go back to your question, I know that she was faced with that, and people kept telling her, no, you can't do that. No, you can't. And after you watch this segment, you will be amazed at the support that she received and from some of the people that she got that support from. I watched the piece, and it was very moving.
Al, what really surprised me is, we always associate hearing loss with being older and not with young kids. And when I saw that 15% of school age children ages 6 to 19 has some degree of hearing loss, I don't think about that. And it really should be thought of more, because we do just think of, oh, I'm getting older, I'm losing my hearing, or I'm getting older, I'm losing my sight, like Kelly said. But I never really thought about young children, and those age, because ages 6 to 19, they've already had some time of hearing, and now all of a sudden it's starting to fail. I mean, that has to be so challenging at that young age.
It is. And for my role in being the chief administrative officer of the association, we have an annual convention, and we give special grants to the recipients. And I get to meet these children, and I'll tell you, it's amazing when you see their energy and how excited they are. And to meet them, it will put a lump in your throat. I remember the first time I met Cole Hoven, and he was in Pennsylvania, and I tell you, I had a lump in my throat. It's amazing. And we have, during the Sounds of St. Louis virtual event, we have 2 testimonials from previous grant recipients. And you're going to see a little girl, Lily, that is a bundle of energy, and she's very funny. So I think that people, if you tune in, you're going to see a great event.
So, Al, this event, this is the 2020 Sounds of St. Louis. This is hosted by Marley Matlin. It's November 19th of this year, of course, 12 to 7. It's a virtual event. Is there any ticket price or anything to be able to that you have to do to be a part of this and to hear your Marley speak as well as your other speakers?
No, the event is free, and you can go to tpahq.org and you can register online. We need 3 pieces of information. We need your name, your email address, and your telephone number. Maybe 30 seconds to register for this event. The original airing will be at 12 noon, and we're going to have a replay at 7 p.m.
Okay, so 12 o'clock and then again a replay at 7. And then what are you hoping that this event is going to be able to do? Give awareness, teach, allow people to learn more about TPA?
Well, we do want people to learn about TPA, but the question, why is the Sounds of St. Louis so important? This may seem like a ridiculous question for those of us who can hear normally, but just imagine the following. Imagine if you were trying to go to school and you couldn't hear your teacher. Imagine you were crossing the street and you couldn't hear the cars. Imagine your friends were calling you and you couldn't hear them. You could only see their lips moving. Imagine you couldn't hear your mother tell you, I love you. So when you look at it like that, that's why it's so important. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to bring awareness to, as you said, the people that are deaf of hard of hearing. And we're hoping to go on a 3-year campaign where we can give away more than $1 million in grants. And we have a budget for those things. In 2021, we're trying to give away we're budgeting to provide grants for hearing aids and batteries, $136,000, for tuition and books, more than $66,000, for cochlear implant assistance, more than $28,000, for quality of life and safety equipment, $28,000, speech therapy, travel to doctors, more than 42,000. And one that people may not be aware of is service dogs. And we're trying to budget $6,000 for hearing dogs. These dogs are amazing. It's almost like a seeing eye dog, and it's typically, or the way I would call it, is a hearing dog. And I think it costs approximately $40,000 to train these animals.
Oh,
it's
my
amazing
gosh.
to see them.
Wow. You don't know the seeing eye dogs, but I did know the hearing dogs.
I know. So, so what exactly does a hearing dog do and how do they react? I mean, do you have any idea? I'm sure you do.
Oh, absolutely. If the doorbell rings, they'll start jumping up and down and they'll run to the front door. If the fire alarm goes off, they'll start jumping towards the ceiling. And it's simply amazing to see these animals in person.
We do take it for granted. You said that about, taking our hearing for granted. And, a lot of times I like to get up in the morning, sit out on the front deck, drink my coffee and listen to the birds, listen to, the wind blow. I mean, those are little things that we don't even think about how amazing that would be for someone to be able to hear that can't hear, but we just take for granted every day. I was watching a guy the other day on his motorcycle, and he's riding in traffic on his motorcycle, but he had headphones on. And I thought, oh my gosh, that is so ridiculously not very smart, because it's like he's riding around on a motorcycle. He wouldn't be able to hear if a car or if a siren was coming up behind him or something like that. And I thought like that, but then I thought, these people who can't hear, I mean, how hard it's just got to be unbelievably hard for them to,
You wouldn't hear me nag at you.
Well, what?
But then you wouldn't hear me nag at you.
I wouldn't hear that amazing laugh either.
Right.
So, but yeah, I mean, it's just incredible. And so the hearing, the $40,000, that it does take a lot of money. It really does.
Well, we sure appreciate all that you do, and to think that you give so much. You're naming off all the things you're raising money for, and you don't realize all of the things that it takes for someone to be able to live a normal life when they're not in the hearing world as we are. So we appreciate it. TPA, Travelers Protective Association. Everything is there if you go online. TPA HQ. If you just type in TPA, I mean, you're going to find it. It's going to come up. You can find out, why should you join? What is it to be a member? And also the event is on there as well. So be sure to take advantage of this. Sounds of St. Louis, November 19th. It's going to be at 12 p.m. And again, like Al said, you can listen again at 7 p.m. Special guest Marley Matlin. You won't want to miss it. I'm looking forward to her 20 minutes of understanding and helping us to be better at realizing that if you need help with your hearing, it's not something to shy away from. Don't miss out on life when you can get some help. So we sure appreciate Al Shoemaker. Did I say it is Macher or is it Maker?
It's Maker.
Maker. Al Shoemaker. Probably drove you crazy every time I said it wrong.
And go to the website too, because even though this is a free event to go to, as you heard Al talk about, money is so important. So even though they're not asking you for money, go to their website at tpa.org and you can see the donate page, and you can go right there and donate from there.
Perfect. Thank you, Al, very much. Chief Administrator Officer for the Travelers Protective Association. We look forward to your event. Thank you for sharing it with us.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for your support.
Well, Al, we have 1 minute here for you. I am not going to let you get off the phone. We always have the question of the day. This will probably be easy for you. If you had a billboard for 30 days for free, what would you put on it?
Sounds of St. Louis virtual event.
There you go. High five to that one. Thanks. Enjoy the rest of the Saturday, and we'll talk soon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, Al.